Welcome to this video where we are going to help you learn more about Long Beach waterfront condos today. This explainer is actually brought to you by the amazing team at lovelylongbeachcondos.com, who literally know this local market inside and out. So if you've ever dreamt of, waking up to the sound of the ocean or just watching cruise ships glide right past your living room window, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to unpack exactly what it takes to navigate this incredibly unique coastal market. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We've got 4 main stops. First, defining Long Beach waterfronts. Second, choosing your neighborhood vibe. Third, looking at some iconic waterfront condo buildings. And fourth, going over that essential buyer due diligence. Consider me your personal real estate advisor for this explainer. By the time we wrap up, this coastal market is going to be totally demystified for you. All right, let's jump right into section 1, defining Long Beach waterfronts. We really need to understand the true coastal value here because, frankly, it's a bit of a misunderstood market. Long Beach is hands down one of the most compelling and diverse waterfront markets in all of Southern California. But a lot of outside buyers just don't realize what a powerhouse it actually is. To put that into perspective, think about this number, 25 to 40%. If you take comparable waterfront condos in places like Santa Monica, Newport Beach, or Marina del Rey, and you line them up right next to Long Beach properties with the exact same square footage, those same panoramic views, and identical luxury amenities, you are very often looking at a 25 to 40% price discount in Long Beach. That's huge. You're getting the authentic coastal living, incredible city infrastructure, and amazing walkability, all without that massive premium price tag. For smart buyers, that value proposition is just off the charts. Now, here's where things can get a little tricky for buyers. We need to completely bust this myth right now. Waterfront does not automatically mean your building is sitting directly on the sand. Long Beach has this really unique coastal geometry. It sits on a stretch of coast that faces the open Pacific Ocean to the south, but it also has this beautiful protected inner harbor to the west. So when a listing says waterfront, it could actually mean ocean-facing, harborfront, or marina adjacent. It's a pretty diverse category. Because of that, you've got a distinct choice to make: harborfront living versus oceanfront living. The daily lifestyle differences between these two are pretty wild. If you go with a harborfront condo, your day-to-day is highly urban and activated. You're looking out over calm, protected waters. Imagine waking up to views of the iconic Queen Mary, luxury yachts bobbing in the marina, and a brilliant downtown skyline that just lights up the night. Plus, you can literally walk downstairs and immediately hit the aquarium of the Pacific, Shoreline Village, or a super vibrant restaurant scene. On the flip side, oceanfront living is exactly what it sounds like. This is the open Pacific. Your daily lifestyle here is defined by crashing waves, direct access to the sand, and that famous bike path stretching out for miles. Your views are endless horizons. It's just a much more traditional beach lifestyle compared to that bustling boating and skyline energy you get by the harbor. Moving on to section 2, choosing your neighborhood vibe. Honestly, finding your lifestyle fit is arguably just as important as the view out your window. Because as we just saw, the waterfront here stretches across some wildly different neighborhoods. Let's contrast 2 totally different atmospheres. On one hand, you have that high-octane urban downtown energy. If you're someone who craves that vibe, downtown Long Beach is absolutely where you want to be. It's this awesome spot where the tech and creative economies converge. You honestly don't even need a car. You just step out of your building, walk the waterfront promenade, grab a world-class dinner, and soak in those city lights. But what if you want the epic ocean view without all that downtown noise? Well, that is exactly where Bluff Park comes in. Bluff Park sits elevated above the beach. It is incredibly quiet, architecturally rich, and gives you these sweeping, dramatic, elevated views of the water with a deeply residential calmness. No, you aren't right on the sand, but the trade-off is this peaceful, historic neighborhood feel that you simply can't get downtown. And of course, we have 2 other incredibly popular options to talk about. First up, Alamitos Beach. This is basically ground zero for Long Beach beach culture. If your absolute dream is to walk out of your lobby carrying a surfboard or to hop right onto miles of uninterrupted paved bike paths along the sand, this is your spot for sure. Alternatively, you've got Belmont Shore. Think of this as your walkable beach village. The condos here are a bit more intimate, smaller, quieter buildings. It's centered entirely around this beloved community-oriented marina lifestyle, and you're just steps away from all the great boutiques and cafes on 2nd Street. All right, let's dive into section 3, iconic waterfront condo buildings. We're going to look at the top addresses in the city that absolutely need to be on your radar if you're a serious buyer. Let's take a quick mini tour of the real heavy hitters in the Long Beach market. At the top, we've got West Ocean Condos, right in the downtown harbor. This is basically your benchmark for sleek, contemporary luxury. Next is the Villa Riviera on Ocean Boulevard. The vibe here is a complete 180. It is a 1929 historic masterpiece. Then we have Aqua Towers, back in the downtown harbor area. If you're after a vibrant, walkable, highly modern glass aesthetic, Aqua is iconic. And finally, Harbor Place Tower. Also located in the downtown harbor, it's hugely popular with buyers because it offers these incredibly generous floor plans and just amazing value per square foot for those harbor views. I want to spotlight two extremes for a second, starting with the Villa Riviera. Guys, this isn't just a condo building. It is a 1929 French Gothic National Historic Landmark sitting right on the ocean. The prestige of this building is unmatched in Southern California. It has genuine architectural soul. When you buy into the Villa Riviera, you are literally buying a piece of history. Because of that, units here are fiercely sought after, and it is a very rare day when a premium unit actually hits the open market. Fast forward a few decades, and let's contrast that historic charm with the modern side of Long Beach, West Ocean Condos. We're talking sleek glass towers rising directly above the harbor. Imagine floor-to-ceiling windows, panoramic views, a rooftop pool, and full concierge service. If you're looking for contemporary, turnkey luxury where everything is basically managed for you, West Ocean is the absolute gold standard in the city. Okay, let's move to our final stop, Section 4, Essential Buyer Due Diligence. This is all about protecting your investment. Because buying coastal real estate blind, yeah, that's a recipe for a very expensive headache. There are some specific pain points we really want you to avoid. So let's walk through your critical buying checklist. Step 1. Confirm and protect the actual view. Do not just rely on the photos you see online. A listing might say waterfront, but you've got to visit in person. What floor is it on? Is there some new high-rise planned next door that's going to block your sightline in 2 years? Step 2. Verify the rental rules. Waterfront condos can be incredible rental properties, but many of these premium buildings strictly prohibit Airbnb-style short-term rentals. You absolutely have to read the HOA CCNRs if rental income is part of your game plan. And step 3, always request the latest reserve study. Why? Well, let me show you. This number right here might give you a slight case of sticker shock, but let me explain. You should realistically expect monthly HOA fees in top Long Beach waterfront buildings to run anywhere from $700 to well over $1,500 a month. But don't let that scare you away. You just need to understand what it's paying for. Yes, these fees cover premium amenities like those rooftop pools and the concierge staff. But way more importantly, they cover critical seismic requirements and the intense coastal maintenance needed to keep the building structurally sound and visually beautiful. And that intense coastal maintenance? It's primarily driven by one major factor: salt, air, and coastal wear. When you live right on the ocean, the proximity to the water causes accelerated wear and tear on everything: windows, balconies, exterior paint, railings, you name it. A well-funded reserve, which is exactly what those HOA fees are building up, is an absolute necessity. I actually recently heard a story about an eager buyer who purchased a gorgeous oceanfront unit in a building with suspiciously low HOA fees. They thought they scored the deal of a lifetime. But just 18 months later, the HOA had to replace the entire coastal-facing roof and all the exterior balcony railings due to severe salt corrosion. Because the reserve was underfunded, every single owner got hit with a surprise $30,000 special assessment. Ouch. If you don't check that reserve study, you might literally be buying into someone else's deferred maintenance. But despite all that, here is the ultimate takeaway. There's a reason buyers who live in waterfront condos rarely want to leave. Yes, you pay a premium in maintenance, but units in well-managed waterfront buildings hold their value incredibly well. They often appreciate much faster than interior units do. The lifestyle premium you get, waking up to the ocean breeze, walking the promenade, it's just unmatched. It really is an investment in your daily happiness and a completely proven asset class. So, I'll leave you with this final, slightly provocative question. Are you ready to find your Long Beach waterfront condo? Because here is a little insider secret for you. The absolute best units, the ones with those perfect sightlines in the most coveted buildings, they move incredibly fast. In fact, many of them are sold off-market before they ever even hit the major real estate search portals. If you are serious about making this coastal lifestyle your reality, you need an expert in your corner who knows every single floor plan and every building. Reach out to the experts who brought you this explainer. Give the team a call today at 562-546-2366 or visit them online at lovelylongbeachcondos.com for some unparalleled guidance. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss out on our deep dives into the real estate market. See you next time.